It was October 12th, 1944, above Lake Belaton. Captain Wendell Pruitt and his wingman, Lieutenant Lee Archer of the 332nd Air Group, are in a tight turn with a BF-109. As they turn, Pruitt firewalls his P-51, turning ever tighter, Archer doing his best to stay with his lead. Finally, Pruitt pulls lead on the 109, lighting it up, and the pilot bails. Another 109 has found an angle, but quick thinking by Pruitt and Archer, they chop throttle and let the 109 overshoot. Pruitt and Archer force the 109 out into the open. Then another 109 tries to get on Pruitt's 6. But Archer, the consummate wingman, leads the 109 expertly, giving him a burst, and the 109 goes down, and it was Archer's first kill of the day. Pruitt then drops his 109. That was Pruitt's second. The gruesome twosome was not finished yet, though. They turn back into the furball. They go into a tight left turn, and again a 109 gets on Pruitt's 6. But Archer's there again and smokes his tail. His second kill of the day, the fourth of the war. He needs one more to become an eighth. Lee Archer merged with a 109. They go into a tight left turn. The 109 has the turn, is starting to pull on Archer. But then all of a sudden he breaks white, taking a few shells because he saw another 109. And Archer is dead set on his fifth kill. Archer got his fifth kill when he downed the 109 he turned on. It was his third of the day and fifth overall to make him an ace, a historic kill for the 332nd. The first Tuskegee Airman to become an ace, not only winning the war in the air, but winning hearts and minds in the Army Air Forces. The gruesome twosome had 5 kills that day, pouring the coals to the Luftwaffe and proving that the 332nd was as good, if not better, than any other air group in the Army Air Corps. The 332nd, better known as the Red Tails, have been on a long up and down ride from Tuskegee, Alabama to above Lake Belaton. The Tuskegee Airmen were the first African-American military aviators in the U.S. Armed Forces. The Tuskegee Airmen had been fighting racial inequality long before mixing it up with the Luftwaffe in the skies. In April of 1939, an appropriations bill, Public Law 18, was passed, containing an amendment by Senator Harry Swartz designating funds to train African-American pilots. In 1941, the Army Air Corps constituted the first all-black flying unit, the 99th Pursuit Squadron. They were soon to be changed to the 99th Fighter Squadron. The rigorous training and testing that were given to the Tuskegee Airmen was so tough it ensured the best and brightest graduated from Tuskegee. First Lady Eleanor Roosevelt backed the Tuskegee Airmen and arranged a loan for a building to be built at Moton Field. Facing Jim Crow laws and segregation at every turn, the men of the Tuskegee soldiered on, determined to prove their worth and ability to fly as well as anyone else. By February 1944, the all-black 332nd Fighter Group was sent overseas, and 3 squadrons, the 100th, the 301st, and the 302nd, moved to Italy, joined by the 99th Fighter Squadron at Ramitelli Airfield on the Adriatic coast. When the Red Tails were called Red Tails due to the red painted tails on their P-51s. When they started to escort heavy bombers, the Red Tails weren't given much of a chance at doing anything good, but they performed spectacularly, earning an impressive combat record. The Allies dubbed their little brothers Red Tails or Red Tail Angels due to their distinctive red tails. The dive bombing and strafing mission under Lieutenant Colonel Benjamin Davis were also very successful missions. The gruesome twosome, a pilot tandem of the 332nd, were one of the most successful tandems in the war. They set a record destroying 5 enemy aircraft in under 4 minutes, with Lieutenant Lee Archer becoming the first and only ace of the 332nd. Then on 24th March 1945, the Tuskegee Airmen of the 332nd, under Colonel Benjamin Davis, shot down 3 jets in one day. They were escorting the B-17s over 1,600 miles to bomb a Daimler-Benz tank factory near Berlin. Heavily defended by the Luftwaffe, the Tuskegee pilots Charles Brantley, Earl Lane, and Roscoe Brown each shot down a jet over Berlin on that day. The 332nd earned an Distinguished Unit Citation for their escort deeds for that day. It was the unit's third citation, the first awarded for their operations over Sicily in 1943. Their actions over Monte Cassino in 1944 warranted their second unit citation. The day they took out 3 jets over 1,600 miles of escort duty was the longest escort mission of the 15th Air Force in the entire war, and the Red Tails performed heroically. Pilots of the 332nd earned 96 distinguished flying crosses. They flew an array of aircraft like the Curtiss P-40 Warhawk, the Bell P-39 Aerocobra, the Republic P-47 Thunderbolt, and the North American P-51 Mustang, which they were most noted for. 992 pilots trained at Tuskegee from 1941 to 1946. 355 were deployed overseas, and 84 were killed. 68 were pilots killed in action or in training. There was 12 killed in non-combat missions, and 32 became POWs of the war. The Tuskegee Airmen were accredited with 1,578 combat missions, 1,267 for the 12th Air Force, and 311 for the 15th Air Force. 179 bomber escort missions with a great record of protection, losing bombers in only 7 missions with a total of 27 bombers lost, which was better than most of the other P-51 air groups. They were accredited with 112 enemies destroyed in the air, 150 on the ground, 148 damaged with 3 jets shot down. They destroyed 950 rail cars, trucks, and other vehicles. 40 boats and barges were destroyed, and they could even claim one World War era destroyer under the Kriegsmarine number TA-22. An extraordinary feat for the Red Tails was during a very deadly, savage air battle in July of 1944, when over 300 Luftwaffe engaged the bombers, and the Red Tails ended up with 9 kills and earned 5 distinguished flying crosses. Way to go, the 332nd. To put it in comparison, the Red Tails lost 27 bombers in 179 missions. The 31st Fighter Group lost 49 in 184 missions. The 325th lost 68 bombers in 192 missions. And the 52nd lost 88 in 193 missions. It was proven that the 332nd Air Group was prone to stay with their bombers longer than the other squadrons, not going after kills. Contrary to predictions, the Tuskegee Airmen were some of the best pilots in World War II, though they continued to fight racism everywhere they went. In 1949, the 332nd entered the annual U.S. Continental Gunnery Meet in Las Vegas, Nevada, and flying P-47 Thunderbolts, they took first place in the conventional fighter class. They ended up getting congratulations from the Ohio governor and many of the commanders from the Air Force from across the nation. In 1948, Harry Truman's Executive Order 9981 that ended segregation in the armed forces, and this warranted and found the veterans of the Tuskegee Airmen being sought after and in high demand around the newly formed U.S. Air Force. Daniel Chaffee James Jr. was a lieutenant in the 99th Fighter Squadron and later a pilot in Europe and a trainer. And in 1975, he was the first African American to reach the rank of 4-star general. Post-war commander of the 99th, Marion Rogers, went on to work with NORAD and became a program developer for the Apollo 13 program. 4 Tuskegee Airmen went on to become generals. The Tuskegee Airmen, the Red Tails, the 332nd and the 99th Fighter Group were an inspiration to many pilots, male and female, from then till today. Their fight against the racial inequality of the time didn't deter them from being a very successful group, spawning one of the best fighter elements of World War II, known as the gruesome twosome. the combination of Captain Wendell Pruitt and Lieutenant Lee Archer, who became the ace of the Tuskegee Airmen. And with the Tuskegee Airmen, they earned altogether 1 Silver Star, 96 Distinguished Flying Crosses, 14 Bronze Stars, 744 Air Medals, at least 60 Purple Hearts, and several movies depicting the Red Tails have been made over the years, and the Red Tails continue to inspire pilots till this day. I salute the Tuskegee Airmen from Tuskegee, Alabama, and I am Big Duke 6. Until next time.
What are you doing? No, don't do that.